Morning. This is Divinity Virtue. This is Dustin Taylor. So this has been a interesting last few days since I've made a video and assessed my life and whatnot. So I went to the gym. I sure get a lot of interesting conversations, opportunities at the gym, which is healthy, I guess. Maybe that's the healthy alternative, right? So we'll start out with this one lady. She's a nice old lady. She just must really like me, or who knows? She's the one that made the comment about making the bed rock. Everyone thinks we're dated. I'm thinking, yo, I'm 39, she's 70 plus. But you know what? Whatever. Let everyone think, let everyone talk. There's always the truth to every story, right? So, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I'm about to get ready for my cut down season. Me and her are having a competition to see who can get a six pack this summer. And she went out and bought herself a bike so that she could use it at home and double train. And I was going, wow, you're intense. You're going to pay for a gym membership and you bought a bike? Crazy. Anyways, she comes over, knocks on my door. My grandma actually answers and she goes, oh, okay. You're here to see Dustin. Doesn't question it or anything. Even the lady, she goes, did your grandma question who I was? I was go, no. My family's really messed up and everything we've probably done in life, this is probably the most normal thing that they could ever think of. She goes, really? Your family's that bad? I go, oh, I got stories upon stories. I said, we're hood rats with terrible decision making. That's just who we are. Anyways, I was over to my house and she bought me like a 5.5 pound bag of whey protein. I was just like, wow. So now she saved me for like the whole summer because I've been buying like these muscle milks from the dollar store, and I think it costs about 225, 258. Uh, um, a protein drink. So she just saved me the entire summer. I was like, cool. And then I was like, oh man, I need money. So I've been working for one of my buddies, and we have a deal that like I'll knock doors for him, and then if he sells a job that's really really big, he'll give me a little bit of cutoff, like a split or a commission type thing. And so for about every 10 hours of work, I'm making about $400 with him, which is really good money if you think about it, because where else are you gonna find that type of money? Like that's just crazy. And then here's the other thing. So as you can see, I'm wearing a toque. It's 8 o'clock today. It's March 21st. So we're what? First day of spring, second day of spring, something like that. And so we just got our second winter. It's like the triggers of all triggers. I don't know how to explain it to you, but last night, as I started seeing the snow come down, I was like, why? Why can't spring just come? Like it's one of the worst. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like, do they call it seasonal depression? Because if that's the case, then I gotta tell you, I gotta get out of Canada because that means I'm depressed like 6 to 8 months of the year. That's a long time for depression, to be honest with you. I already have enough things in my life going on that I'm trying to figure out life. And it's interesting because, so yeah, we'll go back to the gym. My one connection who's out of Africa, and this is an interesting thing because I see him in the bar scene lots. He'll come talking to me, and then he tells some of my friends. He goes, "Oh, he's the biggest prick ever." He goes, "I'm just thinking, dude. Here's the deal. If I go to the gym, I'm that guy who goes to the gym to actually work out. I don't really want to talk to people, but I do have that aura around me that people will pick up and will come over and talk to me no matter what. And it's been like that my entire life. So I get it. People will come and talk to me. But the one day that he wanted to talk, I was like, dude, you have to go away. You have to go. Like, just not today. Like, don't bother me whatsoever. Like, just go. And I didn't want to tell him. I was like, hey man, I need to finish this workout. I have an interview like a half an hour after I'm done this workout. Then I have to go drop off the loan for my business grant. So like I had a very busy packed day. And then I even went home and I said, hey man, like I'm sorry if I came across as rude or anything. Just I got a lot of things on my plate today and I couldn't stop and talk. Like I didn't want to tell you everything that I had going on my plate because I had to get done and make sure that everything was done on time. It didn't even matter because like the business license, I got the wrong information, so I'm behind on the 8 ball on that. I'm just gonna have to pay for the business license, see if my sponsors will refund what I paid for it. If not, then whatever. It's just on to the next learning lesson. So this one guy who works out beside me in the gym, he comes in just during his lunch hours and whatnot, and now he's got his mom coming in. And I was talking to his mom yesterday, and I said, like I'm trying to start up a business. She goes, okay. So tell me about your business. And so I told her. She goes, okay. So like health and wellness and whatnot. I said, yeah, but I can't do health and wellness anymore. And she goes, why is that? And I go, because technically I'm not a trained professional in health and wellness. So I can't actually give any advice on even things that have happened that I've done and gotten through. She goes, well, why don't you change it to you're now a fitness influencer? And I started thinking about that and I was like, okay, that actually kind of makes sense. Like, if I become a fitness influencer, I'm explaining my fitness journey. And then she goes, well, how are you going to get my money? Like, what is it that you are going to sell? She goes, if you're not selling products or anything, like, what are you going to sell? And so I told her, I said, I'm going to change my whole idea into, like you said, if I'm a fitness influencer, you're following me, but we're going to do live displays where you can fill out my questionnaires. So now it's a class. So I'm just a fitness influencer who gives valuable life or class lessons about life. So I'm not giving you any advice. I'm not giving you any expertise. I'm just saying what worked for me. And you can say, hey, this is what he did. He showed us the steps. He laid it out for us. He's showing us for us to rethink our when I say rethink and retrain your brain to look at how their habits affected them or their triggers affected them or their career paths. And if you find out like what you want at the end, you're going to have to reverse engineer almost everything, saying like, okay, for me, I want to live in Australia. Okay, so how do I get to Australia? So I'm 39. I could either go pay for permanent residency there, which is about $4,500. I can go buy a business or land and open up a business there. Okay, so that's probably my second option. Or I know that I can go to Australia for 3 months at a time and leave. So that's my third option. So if I'm doing this all correctly, and say I do the third option just to start out, so that means every time you go to Australia, you get a 3 month visa, and then a day or two before you go to New Zealand or Fiji or Bali or some of the beautiful places around there, around the world. They're all around that. I think it's the Indian Ocean around there. I could be wrong. I don't really know my geography all that well, but I know like Bali and Fiji and New Zealand and a lot of those areas are around there. So you go for 3 months and then you go for a vacation for a week or 3 or 4 days, whatever. So if I do this correctly, I've thought about this. Now, when I do my corporate business license and they ask what I am, I just say I'm a fitness influencer who generates revenue off of YouTube, Zoom, and Facebook as of a commission type style where people give me tips or just explain things on how my life went. I don't know. I'm looking around it. So that's the first step. And then it was interesting because the lady who was talking to me, she goes, "Yeah." She goes, it's really smart that you're starting out as a corporation. And I go, really? A lot of people are giving me different answers about that. Why do you say that? And she goes, well, I'm an accountant by trade. She goes, I've dealt with this for like 25 years of my life. And she goes, I watch a lot of small businesses or a lot of other types of entities or identities, entities, I think, entities. She goes, I watch a lot of different types of entities. And she goes, you know what? You might as well pay the money up front because you're going to save it in the taxes in the long run. You're not going to have to transfer over if you end up becoming a corporation. She goes, yeah, there's a lot more paperwork, there's a lot more work. But she goes, if you actually do it right, she goes, you may be a small corporation at first, but the whole point is keeping your money and making it able to grow. So it'll be interesting. Like I know kind of how this is going to go. And I know my mom's coming down the next week for Easter. So I'm going to get her to go over everything. She used to work in insurance. So I figured, somebody who actually gave out KYCs and gave out questionnaires and then actually did an analysis and then gave a presentation. She's pretty much done everything that I did. And she was going to give me her company. And don't get me wrong, that would make me half a mil to a mil every year for the rest of my life. And that would have been, oh, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, somewhere around that range. So I wouldn't be sitting in my grandma's basement making videos on a 6-year-old laptop and wearing clothes that I look like a bum in. But you know what? These are life lessons, and I have no problem with this because, we all make our steps. And I keep telling everyone that now that I gotta believe this. And people come up and talk to me and they go, why are you so positive about life? Like, it sounds like they're going through hell. And I go, I just gotta believe that a psychic, a medium, people, when you come out, when you have a spiritual awakening, it seems like every crazy person comes out. It's like we're all crazy together, and now we just kind of show our craziness to one another. And it's like, oh, okay, that person talks to spirits. Interesting. That person sees paths of your life. Interesting. That person also sees paths, but your previous, your present, your future, and she can even tell you about your previous lives. She goes like, in my head, it's just telling me that this video was probably already thought of 10 years down the line, and I'm just doing it now. That's my only logic in life, is that timing has to happen 10 years, and then it happens in real life. I know. I'm the crazy guy on Divinity Virtue. I get it. Anyways, so the reason I'm looking like this morning, this second winter, it just triggers me. I have just not been looking forward to this at all. So I've been doing snow removal for a friend of mine, and the last time it was about 2 weeks ago. We actually had the professional bull riders come to town. And it was the same weekend that it was supposed to snow, and so he went out on the Friday. I know he did, which means he went out, got drunk, hungover, and then decided to make everyone work at 5 o'clock at night on the Saturday. But I told him, I was like, yo, man, like, I really want to go out on the Saturday night. Like, I'm not going to work for you. So, like, don't be playing around. So today, and don't get me wrong, I got to be appreciative to have a job because at the end of the day, either I sell off all of my like investments, my Bitcoin, I still probably have like, I don't know, $8,000 worth of debt. Fine. I can probably pay that off during the summer and do my thing. But I don't want to sell my investments or my Bitcoin because those are long term. But then also on the other end, I know where my rating is at and I know where my bills are at right now. And I'm just thinking it's almost that's just how my life goes. I can't it just seems like every time I get 3 steps ahead, I take 5 steps back. Or when I'm starting to really start getting up steam, say I'm hitting 100 steps and everything's going right, it just seems like some kind of big problem or something just happens. And I almost wonder if when you're poor and stuff happens, it's a lot tougher because then like you don't have the money to fix things. You gotta find where that money comes from, or just life adds up quickly. And I thought about it. I was like, I could have probably done crack. It would have been a lot cheaper, and I would have been a lot skinnier than working out and eating healthy. That's how sad that is. Like, my mind shouldn't even go that way because I don't even want to do crack. I know, but when you think about like money, trying to do this all legit, it gets interesting because I don't want to do the Lethbridge hustle. I don't want to go to jail. I'll be honest. I'd be somebody's bitch in jail. Like I don't need to be that. I just don't. I'm already somebody's bitch in this world, so I don't need to be a bitch everywhere. I get it, but yeah, it's been interesting. And so, actually, I got another thing. So I've been starting to do suntanning beds. So at the gym that I work out at, they have suntan beds, and they decided to change the bulbs in one of the beds. And I go in, and this is what really sucks. Because I'm going to tell you, when you're a fat person and you start losing the weight, you're still going to have like skin that might hang or a little bit of fat here and there. And that's what really sucks because I can tell you guys, like, I know where my fat is. I see it all the time. Inner leg fat, the lower from the belly button down fat, and maybe a little bit of man boobs left. So it's all the hardest places for probably men and females to get rid of like their body fat. So I go into the suntan room and you obviously get naked and stand there for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however long you go in for. And I have on both of my inner legs two big white patches where my leg fat folded over while I was standing in the suntan beds. And on the left leg, it looks like a V, and on the right leg, it's three lines. And I'm thinking, how about this? Like I want hot guy summer, and I'm going to keep working out, and I'm going to keep doing the suntan, and I'm going to try to get rid of all my debt so that by August, this company is 100% fully running. So that's my transition. Pay off all my debt, get rid of all of my fat, and then by the time end of August, I should have a six pack and a company going. That's a pretty good transition to end off the year, make things right. But what I really need to do is I gotta get that credit down so that I can use that credit on the business. And that's the other interesting factor is because I'm thinking about it right now. I could pay for everything on that business, the business license, everything up front for the next year. Claim bankruptcy, don't have to pay it down, but that means I'm out for 9 months where I can't have a credit card or anything, and I have to survive on like cash or investments or something. So there's a lot of different things that are going on in my head trying to just get life right. It seems as fast as I want to run away from here, and I'm telling you this, it's because of a girl. How bad is that? But I'm that type, fight or flight. You know what? I don't really care for fighting anymore, so I flight. I just go. Don't even worry about it. And at the end of the day, it's so you're running away from your problems. Okay, but you know what? You may run as far and as fast as you can, but you're still there. So you're going to have to eventually acknowledge the problems, acknowledge what happened, acknowledge your feelings. All right, you know what? I've been going through this for the last 3 years. I got it. So, here's what I want. I do not want my twin flame. Sorry, you know what? You played too many games. I gave you true love. I played zero games. Didn't even play with the devil. Turned down women after women. Haven't made a move on any other woman. And I'm still actually faithful to you, whether you believe it or not. Because I know that the next person I end up fooling around with is probably going to be my wife. So I'm not looking to exchange bodily fluids, spiritual contracts, none of that, you know? I don't need anyone else's energy tied to mine. Sounds weird, but I play a very weird energy game now because that's how my life has turned into. Focus on the energy, focus on what your body's doing, focus on what your heart's saying, focus like that's the whole game of spiritual awakening is focusing on your spirits, your energy, and following whatever path they tell you to go down. Okay, that's my focus now. So, anyways, I don't know how many rants I've gone on, but there's been quite a bit, you know. But my buddy, we're oh yeah, I look like this. I'm supposed to be shoveling snow right now. So last night, I went to bed around 10, 10:30. As soon as I started to see it snow, I said, okay, we're probably going to be working tomorrow. So I woke up at 7 7:45, somewhere around there. Go and check my phone, and he phoned at like 6:30 and goes, "Yo, where are you at?" And I'm thinking, "Hold up. I know that this is your company, but if you would have said last night or even if you would have said, "Hey," because he sent the message at 11:30 saying we're working tomorrow. Obviously, it's snowing. Makes sense. If you would have said, "Hey, be ready for 6:30." Guess what? I've been ready for 6:30. Don't I don't know how this works. Maybe I'm different than the rest of the world. But I'm going to tell you, I don't sleep with my phone anywhere close to me. I don't use my phone as an alarm clock. Nothing. I've got my day-to-day routine set up so perfectly that now my time is my time, if that makes sense. When I wake up, the time that I woke up at, I should have been at the gym by 8 o'clock. Would have been out of the gym by 10:30 and home. Come home because what I've been doing is I've been doing door knocking or jobs later on in the day. Come home, eat a nice big lunch, big bowl of vegetables and tuna. Eat that. Go walk for 4 to 6 hours knocking doors, and then come back. You by that time you're tired. Come back, have a big bowl of fruit and whatnot. Sit down, watch TV or YouTube for an hour or two. I got nothing left on my business that I can think of. Essentially, now all I'm doing is going through all the things that makes a corporation, trying to fill out all the forms, try and make sure that everything's good, so that when I do eventually pull those steps, there might be errors in the forms, but everything will be so close that we can change it right then and there. So whoever the expertise is that's in front of me will be able to assist me. But I'm just thinking to myself, all right, like you phoned me at 6:30 in the morning, asked me like where I'm at, and I'm thinking, dude, you've known me for a year. Have you ever got a hold of me on my phone? And it sounds really weird. Like I know I'm paying for a phone number, but I come from an old mentality where I used to be a salesman. I used to get phone calls at midnight and the phone would be beside me. Now that I'm not in sales anymore, people actually don't phone me because they need a car or yeah. And I was a car salesman. People would phone me at midnight going, "Hey, that deal about that car, I want it tomorrow." I'm like, perfect. I'll make sure it's sold by the time I get into the dealership. No one can touch it. It's yours. I had no problem doing that. But I was making money at that time. In fact, you're going to phone me at 6:30 in the morning going, "Yo, where you at?" Like, guy, I'm obviously sleeping. You didn't give me any time. And even if you phoned me at 6:30, I'm still going to have to get up, brush my teeth, go to the washroom, put on clothes, like make sure that things are still proper. It still would probably take me 15, 20 minutes just to even wake up. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm just getting to this point that, I have a finance degree, an economics degree, 13 designations, my class license with air brakes. Now I'm telling you, I'm getting tired of this. I don't I don't know. And this is interesting, another interesting part, because I keep telling everyone that my life is a consistent circle and path, and that things seem to happen on the same type of time frame, the same type of timeline. And okay, so whether I should say this or not, it's the truth. My grandma, my uncle, and my mom. My grandma she's had two strokes. She's well, okay, so I'm 39, so she's 79. So she gave up drinking, she gave up smoking, she gave up that hard lifestyle, partying, whatnot. But now she eats processed foods. She huffs and puffs walking up the stairs. And this was a contract between me and her. If I came and lived with her and helped take care of her and her house, that we would clean up the house. You see drywall behind me? There's drywall right there. It's been there for over 10 years since I've lived here. And I'm thinking, there was parts that we need to fix in the room of the drywall, the bottom parts that I don't even know what they're called, that go on the bottom, the tops of the doors and everything, that need to be fixed and ripped off. I'm sure there's parts that have flooded in this basement, that some of the walls are probably moldy, but we probably do need to re-drywall. Stuff could have been done in the last 10 years. She didn't do it. And now that she's starting to realize that I'm not going to help her out anymore because she didn't step up to her contract, and I said, hey, I'm not even taking out your recycling anymore. Like, go try to lift your bin that probably weighs 30 pounds every week to recycling. And now that she's trying to do it, she goes, oh, it's tough, it's tough. And I go, there you go. Life is tough. And I was here to help you, but you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. You haven't cleaned up your house whatsoever. So now and this is the worst part. When my mom comes down, oh, it's amazing how many things that she starts cleaning up in the house and acts like she's actually doing something. Who are you lying to? You're trying to impress my mom? That's not good, because I get to see the truth. I see the truth. You do fuck all. You do nothing. I could have had this entire house cleaned up in one summer. It got so bad, I'd wake up 3, 4 hours before the recycling man, and I would go through the entire house of papers. She's got bills from the 1950s, bills, all the way up till 2024. She's got newspapers from the 1950s, all the way up to 2024. And I take boxes and I go fill up the recycling bin. And me and the recycling driver, he goes, your house, I hate it now. He goes, I get the worst workout from your house at your neighbor's house. He goes, what's going on? I go, try to clean out my grandma's house. I said, I've probably got another 5 years of this. He goes, really? I go, sorry, bud, but you're gonna get good muscles. Then my grandma started crying, going, he's ruining my life and I'm gonna die. And I'm thinking, you're a hoarder. You're hoarding newspapers. You're hoarding bills. And I said, why do you even keep those bills? She goes, well, in case I need to look at the bills and wonder where I came from and know where I keep one bill. Let's get rid of all the other 20,000 bills that you have. And who sends bills out anymore? Doesn't everything come through online? Like, I'm trying to show her this. Whatever. But her doctor told her that if she doesn't change her lifestyle, she's got 10 years to live. That was probably 5 years ago. Okay? She hasn't really changed her lifestyle, and I've been watching her decline. It's going faster and faster. When it takes you for 13 steps, 3 to 4 minutes to get up the steps, and you're huffing and puffing, like, you start coming to the gym with me. Like, if you're scared about your breath, start working on your breath. Start going to the gym. Start forcing yourself to, like, get the air in your body. Start moving around. That's what it is. You have the choice to move or to sit still. If you sit still, you're going to get fat. You're going to get lazy. You're going to lose your breath. Or if you move around, sure, both are tough. But choose your toughness. Choose your hardness. Second one, my uncle. Yeah, you know what? Bless that guy. I gotta tell you, he's gone through a rough life. Rough. You know, like the stories that he would tell me, shit. He used to do crack and coke, and I don't think he ever did meth, but heroin. Rough times, man. Like he used to own a farm, and him and my cousin's really bad, like junky ass central, just terrible, terrible. He was a good looking guy, had a six pack, used to get lots of women, make good money. Now he can pull out his teeth because he's done so many drugs. He tells me where he gets his drugs from. He goes, dude, the quickest way to get drugs, go to any homeless shelter and just say, hey, where can I get some crack or meth? Done. Like, and the fact that you pull out your teeth, how weird is that? But anyways, those two used to hang out, and my uncle used to have a farm, and I don't know where they were getting the opium, but there must have been opium flowers around, and literally they would make opium tea, which is probably like heroin tea, and get high off of tea. What? I didn't even know that. Like the fact that your mind went that far down that rabbit hole are you? So, anyways, my uncle doesn't do any of that stuff anymore. Doesn't drink, smokes pot, smokes cigarettes, whatever. But his doctor also told him, he said, "Yo, if you don't quit smoking pot and cigarettes, you're done." He goes, "Your heart's clogged, you can't breathe. You might have 5 years left of your life." Okay, we're now on 5 years with him too, and my mom. And this is the interesting part. So when I went to that psychic, and my mom goes, "Oh, will I ever see him again?" She looked at me, looked at my mom. She goes, "No, he's gone forever." The reason I'm still here is because you know what? 3 years ago, I was going to move to Australia when I had money, and I fell in love with the twin flame. Convenient. What do? Do you choose love or do you choose moving? I should have chose moving, but you know what? I always want to be in love, so I guess I chose love and made that decision. Cool. Cost me 3 or 4 years where I'm gonna have to stay in Lethbridge, work doing these horrible jobs, and then I'll eventually get out of here. But my mom also went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Hey, like with all your accidents," and that's the part with my mom. She's been in five, six, seven, I don't know how many car accidents, but it's thrown her body out of place. She's got her vertebrae are out of her back or are starting to break down. She's in constant pain every day that if she doesn't, and this is going to sound really bad, but I think she has to move around and it's going to hurt her every day. But I think if her body gets used to the movement and not being sedentary, she might have a better chance of outlasting what her doctor said. And her doctor gave her 10 years. So we're in that, and that was quite a few years ago. So, like I said, my uncle, my grandma, and my mom, unless they all change their ways, and let's hope they do, like, I can't see by 2030, two out of the three should probably be gone. And that's being honest. I can't say it any different. And, and that was another reason is once I started realizing that my whole family, their doctors are telling them, like, hey, if you don't change your life, it's over. Like, expect a shorter lifespan. And you can say, how does a doctor know? I don't think they know, but they probably have a good estimate of like how you drink or how you smoke or how you've lived your life or things that have happened in your life or problems, illnesses. And they can probably say, hey, like this all leads up to around this age, right? Like it's a guesstimation, you know? It is what it is. So I've learned that if I have to change my diet and change everything that I do so that when I do have kids, because I know that my next path actually comes up. And this was the interesting part. And I just started figuring it out. Like I said, because I asked for the truest form of love, true flame, or truest form of love, true friends, and true connections. And God gave me all of that, but He gave me them all from the devil's side. Okay. all these people, good on them. Like we all hang out. We're good. Like I'm not gonna judge you. You're not gonna judge me. Sorry, tired. But you know, I was thinking like, why would you have given me this twin flame? Like, why did I sign up for this? I'm like, she's just everything that my family is. Just living a rough life and living for the now. And it finally made sense to me because she's going to probably find her true soulmate. That like twin flame is a love story of all love stories. It's like the Romeo and Juliet. It's something that like one family of one color and one family of another color, and they merge together, right? Like it's something so far, but it's trying to show the world that love can happen with anyone. That's what it is. That's what they're trying to show. That's what a twin flame is. And my twin flame, it's the age gap. So it's trying to show people that like, and this sounds weird, but she's 19 years younger than me. Okay, I have not done a thing with her. Never crossed any lines. Not my game. I said, you know what? I'm not going to take anyone's youth away. Let them do their thing. But then I gotta tell you, once I found out who she was hanging out with, I said, "Yo, you're hanging out with like the trashiest of trash people. Choose your path. You want to go that way? Go that way. I'll go my own way. We'll never come back together. Like that's just the thing." And so for her, it's a life lesson. It's trying to show her, hey, you can't control when you fall in love. Love will happen when love happens. You may think you can control life. You can't control life. Life will happen when life happens. So for her, she loses the truest form of love. And in my own mind, I'm pretty good. I'm the top 1%. I work hard, I study hard, I'm educated, I work out, I have no addictions. I might have an ego, I might have a bad attitude, and I might not like shoveling snow. But for the most part, I'm a pretty good catch, I think. So, but in her mind, she's younger. The world's fresh. Everyone's a brand new catch out there. Cool. Grass is not greener on the other side. Just so you know that grass is green where you water it. Put your most attention in, that's where you'll get your most attention out. And that's just like life. I focused all my attention on the gym, eating healthy, and building this business, and the rest will follow. There's nothing else I can worry about in life. So, anyways, for me though, it was a test because God was saying, "Okay, you want a wife? Are you ready for a wife? Are you ready for the give and take, the being there for each other?" And I'm gonna tell you, I got that little girl out of some pretty interesting situations when I found out what she was up to. And she doesn't know that. That's fine. I did my contract right. Kept her away from the dirtbags. She was hanging out with a lot of dirtbags. I said, you choose this. That's the path you choose, and don't come near me ever again. And now I'm going to tell you right now, without me seeing her in the last year and a half or whatever, she's not hanging out with those dirtbags anymore. And if she is, those dirtbags don't come near me because now she's pretty much but the dirtbags who know that she's a bad girl, who know that I'm the cleanest guy in the city with clean hands, that they all wanted to get rid of, and now they're going, we have to stay away from him because he's too clean, because he fell in love with a girl, and we don't know what he'll do in response because she knows what we're up to even more than he does. See how messed up that situation is? Whatever. Everyone makes their path, everyone chooses their decisions. At the end of the day, you can say yes or no. Honestly, nothing's holding you. It just it seems like life is holding you. Even for me, it seems like life is holding me. The only reason it's holding me is because I'm trying to do everything the proper way. I'm trying to close off all my doors. I can tell you right now, and this sounds really bad, but like my socks, they're starting to get holes on the heels and the tops where I walk, obviously. Some of my shoes are starting to run down. Some of my clothes are starting to rip, and I'm waiting for them all to just go and get rid of them. I'm trying to sell off a few last things, and then I'm trying to clear off my debt and have this corporation going. Hopefully enough that I'm making enough money where once the corporation's going, I can just leave and I'll just have a bag with a fur jacket. I gotta take the fur jacket. That's one thing that's always going to be with me. It's the fur jacket. Fur jacket, cowboy hats, and my nice shoes. Other than that, everything else, once I leave, brand new wardrobe, stylish silks, you know, border shorts. That's the type of guy I am. Silks during the day to look good, border shorts and everything else for the beach, and just enjoy life. But yeah, so it's been interesting. Honestly, this is a 41-minute video. My friend didn't call me back, so I'm probably not working today. I don't even know what to say to that one. It just triggered me hard because, like, you know, I get it, it's your company. Have some common, like, courtesy and respect and just tell your workers, hey, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. I'm going to work from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. Cool. I'm ready. Let's go. I know I got 12 hours. Let's go. I'm going to tell you, today it's supposed to snow 15 centimeters, and he hasn't phoned me. I don't know. Like, what do I do? Do I just wait around, or do I just go to the gym and get on with my day and say, all right, I didn't make any money today. Ah, can't catch a break when I need one. I don't know. Anyways, my little best friend's coming out of the woodwork. She's starting to get a little bit more friendly to me. She's not messaging me much on like Facebook, which is really weird because our relation started out like where we'd message each other on Facebook, and then we had a nice little moment, which was because of her. Everyone has to make their decisions. I get it. But then, she came back, said sorry, we have talked things through. But now it's like the rebuilding of the relationship. Like there's still that trust there. We still care for each other. I think she's beautiful. I think she must think I either dress nice or something. But, I guess everything takes time. So honestly, what is it? March 21st? We'll see where this goes. If I just do this right, end of August, debt free, six pack, owner of a corporation. And then hopefully I get the nice girl, and within, I don't want to do another winter. I really don't. But if I have to do another winter to seal up the deal with the girl and make some money, then I guess it is what it is. Timing just does not work on my time. And I gotta tell you, I cannot get out of Lethbridge fast enough. So hopefully this was a good video, and I hope that people have a good day. Stay warm. I don't think anyone watches these videos, so it is what it is. But yeah. My name is Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. Everything happens on divine timing. Gotta take your losses before you become the boss. Try to be 1% better every day. Try to help others grow, succeed, to be the best they can be. And, just be thankful for what you got. There's a lot of things in this world that has to go around just for you to have one day to move forward, to eat, to sleep, to walk, to breathe. So be thankful for your nature and your surroundings. Try to build people up, build this world up, because we may be gone, but the world won't be. That being said, God bless. Amen. Have a great day.